Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my page. My page is about common sense, but I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, 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 very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listener's discretion is advised. Listener's discretion is advised. Going down the rabbit hole, not up your asshole. I am myself on this motherfucking YouTube, alright? I am shadow banned and everything, but I don't really care about that. Like I said before, if you're real, you don't seek for attention. You don't have millions of subscribers. But if you do, kudos to you. Kudos to you, okay? But of course, you can look down on my credentials to see who I am, okay? I'm the only realist indigo child on the internet, okay? And I talk about topics that most people don't talk about. But let's begin with this topic for today. I usually do these videos for therapeutic purposes, okay? For self-improvement and self-awareness, okay? Not for someone else's desires or needs or drives. I'm only interested in a very few. You can join my Patreon if you need a virtual tutor or therapist or father or boyfriend or whatever. I used to be many things back in the days, back in the 90s into the early 20s, 2000s, okay? But let's go. Topic for today is baby, mama's bad boys versus daddy's little girls, okay? In my heydays, as me being the therapist of sorts, okay, right? I learned this one thing. I see, you already know statistics about single mother syndrome, and I made a video about that. Right, so there's a lot of mama's boys out there, right? The crime rates are high because of mama's boys. Tupac said, "Dear mama," okay. Anybody who talks about their mama more than their dada, you already know there's a problem with logic right there. I know a few females who were raised by their fathers, but this is not in all occasions, okay? I always say most occasions, but 9 times out of 10, if you hear a female talking about their father, you should go meet them. Okay, now if you're afraid to go meet the father, okay, there's something wrong with you because you was raised by your mother, right? I would not advise anyone who says dear mama to listen to their advice. If a man says, "I love my mama to death," and he has an expression on his face like, yes, he does, that man, you do not listen to that man. I repeat, now I'm not saying all women, okay? You got a rare few dime a dozen type females like Candace Owens and Condoleezza Rice types out there who are just astute as fuck, okay? They're dragon females and they are stripped. They do not play. All right, now I'm talking about women of color too on top of that, but you rarely find someone like them, okay? So I'm just going to give kudos to them, okay? Because I always tried to seek out females like that, to have a decent conversation, because I'm a sapiosexual, by the way. By the way, a sapiosexual is someone who's turned on intellectually by knowledge and wisdom, okay? All right? A lot of people aren't interested in that because most people haven't had alpha fathers. I'm going to repeat that to them dead in the grave, okay? But whenever you hear a guy talk about in any defense of a female and he tends to be a Derek Jackson type. Now, Derek Jackson caters and gaslights women's heads up, He don't tell the truth about how women and statistics, they don't do that. They go about even know how some women can be humongous and they're still pretty. So they give them some self-confidence. They don't care about their health or anything like that. They said not to listen to other people, but, let it go. Let the Derek Jacksons go, okay? Okay, just don't listen to them, okay? As I said before, anytime a man, I'm making this video because voices told me to tell you guys this message. Because nobody talks about the shit that I really talk about in the first place, right? Wink, wink. So anytime you hear a man anywhere talking about his mama, and let me tell you something like this. 9 times out of 10, if he's talking about his mama, his mama's been in the street. She was a 304, okay, all right? There's no such thing as a female who only slept with one guy, okay, right? So how is she going to be able to raise that boy? In the hood where I used to live at in Brooklyn, there was a whole bunch of mama's boys running around the street. And I used to be there. I used to go around the neighborhood when I was like, how old was I? 15 years old? And then I was told by a lot of mama's boys types that said that we just want some milk and eggs. They were fucking porch monkeys sitting on the fucking porch and shit. And I said, hey, what about reading books or something? I remember the Wu-Tang Clan was in my school at one time, in Boys and Girls High. And I remember there was rapping and shit like that, and they was doing this. Okay, I think they came by to visit. Okay, and I always wondered about, they lack the education of everything. But maybe now these days they're pretty smart. They will make fun of people. Most bully boys and most children in particular are raised by single mothers. These are facts, okay? I'm trying to tell you straight up, okay? Anytime I had to deal with my bullies and my demons back in the days, because I was raised by alphas, okay, on the streets, because I didn't have an alpha father. Because my alpha father was the Pimps and some Italians who could have killed me or could have been racist, right? But let me tell you something here. If you have a daughter who basically was raised by her father, you should listen to her. As a matter of fact, to this day, there's only one female who actually talked about her father more, okay? No, there was two. There was a gamer girl, and Aramuff. Okay, you know the girl that's on the Twitch, and she used to blow into the mic and shit. She talked about her father a lot, and that's how she keeps her virginity. She was told by her father to stay away from men in particular. Okay, that's the type of guy. That's the type of girl you want. Okay, but that's very hard to achieve. It's very hard to find. My ex, who was a virgin, who definitely was a virgin, who was with the father, was basically, raised by her father too. And her father was very strict, okay? And though I talked to her father, he wasn't really a truly alpha. He was still a beta, okay? And basically, he didn't have many wives when I went over there to Africa. But let me tell you something. Even though a female could be raised by her father, there are some occasions, like my ex, or, who would slip up because they have demons they can't escape. So they want to release that demon when they get out in society. But that happens very rarely, though. But you have to test them. You always got to test them to keep your emotions safe. Like I said before, I made a video about testing your relationship out. A man has the heavier burden to test. He has more to lose when he has a relationship. A woman is a higher liability than a woman, and vice versa. Okay, so you guys gotta make to it. Men guarding your own wallet type shit. So whenever you hear, my whole purpose of this video is that statistics show that it is not wise to listen to listen to a man who said he's a mama's boy. Be careful. That is a dangerous man. Okay, he will not have, his emotion is higher than logic. All right, that's common sense, right? That's the pathology right there, right? So when you hear a female, which you really don't care too much, talk about her father, talk to the father. Talk to the father. I had some occasions where I had some associates who would talk to me, and it was like, "Give me your daughters," okay, and that was kind of rude. Because my daughters are just born and shit, and they just like thinking about they have a chance. Because my daughters are not going to marry any American men. They're not even going to. I'm not even going to put them here and put them through that situation. You're a pretty boy, you could just forget it. And as a matter of fact, there is a saying. Okay, this is something else you got to learn. Okay, attractive people you should avoid at all costs. The more attractive someone is, stay away from them, because most of the time, if they're not really attracted to you, okay, they're going to use you, okay, all right? They're most likely to be narcissists. And I try to teach women this. I say, hey, do you put on makeup? If you put on makeup and you're talking to a pretty boy, you're not a match, all right? Because there's a lot of things women need to learn from an alpha Gen X like myself in order to go out there to find a mate. Most women don't get approval from their alpha fathers. Okay, they usually get nods from Kevin Samuels or Andrew Tate. Those are beta males, right? And I keep telling you guys, okay, if you're a female or a male, you got to understand their psychology, and also you got to study genetics. Now that's another subject. I don't want to talk too much because I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of the YouTube taking down certain videos. Okay, that's what I'm angry about. I get strikes sometimes on Facebook. Facebook is okay, though, when I do my videos. I can talk about anything I want. But they know it's just all opinionated shit. But trust me on this. I'm a psychologist and a therapist more than Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate. Rest in peace of soul. I used to talk to him on my YouTube. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. So when someone hears me, like, oh, why are you popular, Kevin Samuels? It's because of the fact that he just disappeared. We stopped talking and shit. As I said before, we talked on the comment section. On my channel, one of my channels. I have 9 channels, babies. Because 2 of my channels got removed for unknown reasons, But if the topic I'm talking about is not interesting to you, just skedaddle your ass out of here, man. I didn't ask for your subscription or you ringing the bell. I'm only seeking a small few who can help me with my Patreon. I got 2 daughters, man. I'm the only one. I'm the one who started that passport shit. But I gotta try to backtrack. I gotta tell you guys, yo, you gotta come to me for that knowledge. You can't just go out there. You ain't got no backup. But you gonna keep listening to the Kevin Samuels and the motherfucking Andrew Tates. Keep on listening to all of them beta males that's on the internet who love their mama so much. I care about my mom. See, love and caring is 2 different things. Okay, people like to replace that word caring and love, but you got to show love and respect. You got to show that. Okay, when I was growing up, my mom didn't respect me, so how the hell am I supposed to love her that much? Nobody should be talking about love unless they know it's about respect. It's not about an emotion or a huggy, touchy type thing. I don't understand that type of love y'all talking about. Where I come from, I don't understand that. Because I've never been touched all like that, okay? I know you guys probably have been touched by because you're mama's boys. But Jesus Christ, I do not listen to mama's boys. I'm like, where are you getting your knowledge from? Where's your daddy at? I be saying, I say that shit a lot, like fucking Charleston White. Where's your fucking daddy at? Talking like that. Why are you talking to the cops like that, okay? Right? No. Don't listen to mama's boys. Listen to daddy's girls, okay? You'll get more knowledge out of them. But 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be dragging sisters like Candace Owens or Condoleezza Rice. I say this because I love black chocolate. I love listening to sisters. When I lay white women's bodies down, they don't look as prominent and more erotic than black sisters, though. Chocolate tastes better than vanilla, trust me. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. That's it. Sister power, chocolate power. But I'm not racist. I do love some white sisters sometimes if they're mixed a little bit with something, okay, right? But I stay away from white chicks. They're more dangerous than black chicks. At least I know when I talk to a black chick, I know what I'm getting. And I fuck with them too. But the problem is with black chicks, okay, is that they don't want to listen. They're so macho and fucking single mother syndrome, masculine, okay, and so expecting, okay, entitled. They can't be dealt with, okay, in America or any Western country. You literally got to go out there and leave them out there because I tried to do that. My ex-wife is not completely black, peoples. Okay, some people think the Ethiopian's African. No, it's not. It's a mixed breed of sort today. You got to go back. It's, my associate of mine who's a homosexual today, he told me straight up, Ethiopians are not true Africans. They're a mixed breed, colonized of colonization. A whole bunch of colonized people got together and made them. The Siberian, okay, Italian, and a little bit of African. Now, everybody got a little bit of African in them, okay, right? That's what they say, right? But anyway, I talk too much about many different things, about my life and my experiences. I'm just trying to tell you from a Gen X person, who a man, a professional type of male, a gigolo type of male, ex-gigolo, okay? Read my credentials, and then you'll learn, like, yo, what the fuck? So I'm still living underneath this racist here. I can get him out, but I'm not going to do that, because he's old, okay? And I used to take care of a lot of old white bodies when I was a personal care aide. And right above me, he's like stomping on the floor because you don't like to hear nothing. But anyway, listen carefully to Emerald Pillar King here. Don't listen to mama's boys. You ain't getting no knowledge out of them. They're the ones who cause the most crime in society. Okay, you're not gonna hear too much about daddy's girls. You're not gonna hear too much of that. As a matter of fact, Candace Owens talked about her uncle, I think it was. So there's a male figure teaching her the knowledge that she knows. But anyway, that's all I really got to say, guys, today, against mama's boys versus daddy's girls. Okay, you're not going to hear daddy's girls too much because they talk truth too much. They know the pain. Even if you come across a daddy's girl, okay, you're going to talk about there's no alphas because alphas are too stern, too overprotective. And this knowledge comes from a Gen X perspective. As a matter of fact, I'm the one who gave knowledge to Kevin Samuels, and he's older than me. Right? But anyway, I make my videos the way they are on purpose, intended, because most of the time, a lot of people don't take you seriously because you're not yourself, okay? You are not yourself. Be yourself over anything else. A lot of times people have to be someone else to become popular, right? They don't understand the terminology of live free or die trying because they're too ambitious to understand that spiritual concept, okay? But anyway, other than that, I love you all, but I hate the many of you. I love the animals, but I don't fuck the animals. And one more thing. I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. I gotta get my daughter up. She's on cyber school. Real parents, cyber school and home their school. I see it all the time. That's another subject for another day. But I made this video because my voices don't want me to go astray. Okay, so I woke up and I said, okay, I'll make the video. I was getting kind of lazy. Or they'll fuck with me all of the time. But now you know not to listen to mama's boys. There's like 80% of men are technically mama's boys because you already know the statistics show that women initiate 70% of them, 80%, whatever high percent of divorces. So you already know they have no knowledge to be stable to stay with any type of man. And 9 times out of 10, there is really no deadbeat dads. Okay, I made videos about deadbeat dads versus deadbeat moms, long time ago. Go search for it somewhere. Yeah, motherfuckers. I'm out of here. This is your godhead man, indigo child, schizo indigo child. Out. Okay. Peace.